This is the Chisel Champ, Chad Daniels, and you are listening to the best wrestling podcast in the world, written on the canvas.
Welcome, everybody, to episode 11 of Written on the Canvas. I am your host, Bryan, and with us is our replacement co-host, Matt, because our regular co-host decided she wanted to go out on her own, making her own YouTube channel and wanting to really grow from herself and see if she can get out of the world of wrestling. Have you seen her newest video?
I haven't seen it yet, but she sent me a link. I'll probably check it out in a bit.
One thing I think was pretty ballsy that she did was then she showed videos of herself from like 2010. I had videos from back then, and I would have never show anybody. Like, I'll show somebody I care about, like the first track I've ever made, but
Same.
Yeah, that takes courage. But we will put the link to her latest YouTube video in the description. For now, how TKO has been since, I think it's fair to say that we're past the honeymoon phase. We're over the Triple H era. It's the Netflix era. It's the era. It's a chore to get through Monday Night Raw.
It's definitely been a chore. Well, it's not even been a chore for me because now I just read the dirt sheets on Reddit and see how it's going there. But seems like a lot of people are not impressed on the direction that WWE is going or TKO is going. I do have a lot of complaints with it too, because it feels like they kind of just hype you for the moment, but they don't really grab onto the moment and progress with it.
But more like creating moments of shock, like Cena's heel turn, for example. Great turn. Besides Travis Scott,
with John Cena's turn, it was good in the moment, and then afterwards, the direction was lost for me, especially with all the matches. The AJ Styles one was good, but then you go back to the Brock Lesnar one, and it's like, what the hell was that? And what was the reason for that? And why did that match even take place? Did it even do anything for the storyline? Because it literally looked like Brock Lesnar won, got the paycheck, and left just to give you that moment of, oh, Brock is back for that one match and totally destroyed Cena, and now that's it.
Nobody asked for that.
No one asked for it.
Like, he looks so red too. Yeah, he's always been the beast incarnate and that sort of shit. But years of possible use of certain things can absolutely take their toll. And once you're at a certain age, your heart stops. It stops. I don't care how fucking big you are. I don't care how much of a beast you are. You ain't beating the Grim Reaper.
Exactly. Even putting the win on Brock, especially with Brock's schedule, it's very limited appearances, spectacle appearances. Giving the W to Brock does not make sense to me for what TKO is doing. The next person that Brock faces, it's either they're going to build him up for no reason, or they actually have someone there for that loss or that win from John Cena to carry over to the next guy.
From what I've heard, rumor-wise, it's a very big possibility that they will be having Brock Lesnar as the head of the division. They suddenly turn on Seth out of nowhere. I guess injuries happen, but that was weird, though. It was shocking, but it just felt way too soon. And the only reason why I feel like it could be justified is if Seth Rollins is actually injured.
Oh, you're talking about the turn.
The turn, yep.
Yeah, because now what will Seth do now, basically? I think he was the best thing in the Vision right now, too. Are they called the Vision or the Visionary?
The Vision.
The Vision? Right.
Yeah.
Because he was actually perfect in that role, but they just booted him out. So now I'm assuming Heyman's just going to be the mouthpiece for the two of them. Because I don't think Braun Breaker's that good on the mic right now. And Braun Breaker... Oh, no, sorry. Did I say Braun? Oh, man, there's too many Brauns.
You mean Bronson Reed isn't good on the mic?
Bronson Reed, yeah. Bronson Reed. I don't think he has a good mouthpiece yet. And Braun Breaker, I think his mouthpiece was pretty good in NXT, but he's not crazy good. Plus, you have to give him time to make him talk more. Because right now he's just like a Goldberg to me, just running around and pummeling people.
Goldberg, he actually has stamina and athletic ability. So,
and he can wrestle, yeah.
It seems like keeping him in a faction would be the best thing for him at this point because they absolutely see a star in him. And teaming him with Heyman, it only sets up the possibility of passing the torch moment from Brock to Braun.
Well, that's why it doesn't make sense for me for them to run back to Brock then at that point. If the rumors are true, they're going to put him in division. It should go to someone else that's also developing so Heyman can actually develop. I'm pretty sure he's capable of developing multiple wrestlers at the same time. And I
Yeah.
think Brock on its own, I don't think he needs a Paul Heyman anymore, or anyone else, because he's like good on its own basically. Like if you were to put Brock with a match with someone, it's a pay-per-view match, no matter what.
If he's feeling like it, I guess.
If he's feeling like it too, because again, with the limited appearance, yeah, he should just stay as a Roman Reigns role. Because Roman Reigns to me is basically like the Brock role right now too. Like he'll come back and do a match and then leave for a little bit and then come back for another match again. But all those matches are strictly pay-per-view now. I don't think they're gonna do a regular exhibition match or whatever for that. Maybe once in a blue moon. Especially Brock. Brock's not gonna do like a freaking Monday Night Raw match.
This is all just complete me taking a wild guess at everything, but from what we've been seeing lately with Triple H and all the booking, my guess is that given how all the achievements that Maya Lesnar has been doing, I could see Triple H trying to steer something into getting Brock to introduce her into the world of professional wrestling and introducing her into a faction like the Vision, leaded by her dad. I feel like could absolutely set her on the right path, while also having Braun Breaker eventually step up to that role of being the one who dethrones Brock.
Yeah.
But this is all just me just completely speculating, and I've been wrong so many goddamn times.
That's the fun part in wrestling though, right? It's all
Yeah.
speculations on what's to come next, and then
Yeah, fantasy bookings.
they're supposed to blow your mind, but I feel like wrestling's at its best when they blow your mind in a way where it actually makes you feel like, oh wow, but I'm cool with that. Like, damn, that's a good turn. I can't wait for next week or Monday night. Can't wait to see what's next.
Yeah, but lately I just haven't been getting that feeling.
The whole John Cena Brock Lesnar thing, like, what's next? And there wasn't nothing next. Not John Cena's just like, okay, accept the loss. All right, time for the next opponent. There was no build or finish to it too. The finish is like leaving you just in question still, and it's not like where you're eager to watch the next show. That was hot garbage that we've seen.
Imagine spending so much money to get a platform that you made fun of for years, and then the first thing they show is WrestlePalooza. ESPN themselves gave it a C minus, and it's not a really good start.
I totally agree because when I watched it, it felt like a regular PLV. When they mentioned, "Oh, this is gonna be great. You're not gonna expect anything, next level pay-per-view and stuff," but that was not good. Oh man. Even the good matches that were good, it couldn't save the pay-per-view. I was so unimpressed. I'm now even questioning what pay-per-views to watch because I limited my wrestling mostly just to see the PLEs and everything, and then with whatever Monday night or Friday or SmackDown goes on, I just look at the results and see what's happening. But now I don't even know if I want to waste my time on these kind of things that show up because it's not as exciting as let's say post WrestleMania 40 or so.
Dude,
It was just not the same.
you're not missing a damn thing.
I wish I was missing a damn thing. That would have been good, but it's to the point where I'm just like, oh, okay, I didn't waste my time. Oh, okay, I didn't waste my time. Week after week after week.
Nope, you didn't miss really anything. The fact that I got to really think about what has been actually been worth watching.
Yeah.
Like that street fight that Damien and Alistair had was pretty
Oh,
good.
I saw a bit of that. Yep, good.
All right, some of the matches have actually been super solid. Not gonna lie, they've been having some bangers, especially with EO. But yeah, the storylines just haven't really been intriguing me. I don't know what the hell is going on with El Grande Americano teaming up with Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate at all. So I don't know where that's going. And Dom has been interesting. Dom, his antics have been really good. It seems like they're going to be splitting up the Judgment Day here soon and having Dom
Hopefully
go out on
soon.
his own. But back to WrestlePalooza, even WWE, they were apparently shocked that that got a C. And dude, Nothing
It
about it
shouldn't
was
be.
interesting. Nothing
It
about it.
shouldn't be shocking.
No, no.
It shouldn't be shocking.
Oh, you know what? You know what's crazy? The fact that they don't have any press conferences anymore, not even with the super kiss asses who will just ask them whatever they want. WWE feels like they're their own media. Like what Vince Russo says, WWE thinks that they're bigger than ESPN and Netflix when they are not.
No, definitely not. And the pace and the where they're going with it with WWE right now, it's definitely not.
God, man. And Triple H is just seeming like more and more of a clown. Hearing the Aussie audience saying fuck Saudi Arabia.
That was bad too.
Yeah, they didn't announce it with anybody present because they knew the bad press would get.
And then the wrestlers tried to hide it too, but you can tell that they're like,
Oh,
yeah, this
oh
is
yeah. Charlotte looked pissed. Logan looked
yep,
pissed. Liv had the most forced smile I've ever seen.
yep, it was bad.
And just the look on Bianca's face while she was explaining how progressive and a great place it is for women. Saudi Arabia has been like buying up a lot of shit lately. You heard about that comedy
EA.
fest that all those comedians did?
Oh, yes, I heard
And
about that.
yeah,
EA.
yeah, EA being bought by Saudi Arabia.
And then I just saw on Netflix they're releasing a show and they're getting all the best tennis players in the world and they're competing in Saudi Arabia. So a lot of stuff is happening in Saudi Arabia, but I don't know if the production or anything will be as good. Especially with W hosting all the events in Saudi, they haven't been hitting at me at all. They're all bad. They're all in the bad ratings for me.
I'm not looking forward.
Every time Crown Jewel happens in Saudi, it's a skippable event.
Oh my god! Not to mention, I enjoyed Crown Jewel at Perth. I thought it was a pretty solid event.
No, I
Yeah,
enjoyed that. I enjoyed it too. I was like, whoa, this
that
is
was
actually
good, but I
good.
gotta say that whole sequence of them transporting that stupid belt was the biggest circle jerk thing I've ever
Yeah,
seen. It's like, hey, watch me jerk off, and now you got to pay for it. We have this prestigious thing behind bulletproof glass. Who the fuck
it's
is
so
trying to shoot
stupid.
this thing with a gun when they're
Yep.
transporting it?
And it's like a thing where you only see it once every year. Like
Yeah,
it only becomes relevant when Crown Jewel is coming up.
no, nobody get.
They don't even hold the title belt like
They'll
afterwards.
I was actually pretty shocked to see Seth and Stephanie wear it while they were still in Perth for Monday Night Raw. But I'm not going to see that belt again.
It's just for the moment, which kind of just describes TKO how they are too. They're
Uh,
just selling for the moment. The other thing I was so let down was the whole R-Truth debacle. Came back as a heel, and it felt like they're gonna do something with that. They're gonna give him a good push, but after he came back, gave his little speech, cut his hair off. You don't see him ever again.
dude, he cut off his iconic
Yeah.
dreads, and then they made him become our truth again.
And they made him become R-Truth again. Yeah. If you see him on Twitter and all that, he's back to his original self. And it's like none of that ever happened. None of the whole John Cena and R-Truth feud ever happened. It was just like a dream,
Bro,
basically.
bro, I was there in the crowd. Our truth announced, "Oh, you're back to yourself? Then I'm back to myself again too." Everybody was pissed. They were like, "What?" Everybody
Yeah.
around me were pretty frustrated. It's like, "Are you kidding
Oh
me?"
yeah.
Dude,
But I was really looking like forward to his heel turn too. Because it felt like he was going to be a serious role again for the first time in forever too.
yeah. Plus, not to mention the whole stale ass Damien versus Alistair feud started because of our truth. You couldn't at least show up for him.
Yeah, that's right. I like R-Truth's wrestling and all that. I miss seeing the lie detector being hit. I miss it all, but I guess we're not getting any of that. It was just literally for John Cena at this
Yeah.
point.
While we're on the topic of selling out and everything, how do you feel about Stephanie being inducted into the Hall of Fame?
I don't know. When I saw the clip of her Undertaker coming in and giving her the announcement, I don't know if she was really surprised or if it was just an act. It's kind of weird to induct her already to the Hall of Fame. I think it's too soon because she's still working with
No,
WWE.
she does that stupid podcast.
Yeah, yeah. But other than that, she's still with the company, is what I mean. I thought maybe when she's retired, then she could come back for a Hall of Fame moment, but I think it felt too soon and really forced. Like, they're at the drawing table and they're like, who can we put in the Hall of Fame that will attract crowds. Let's put Stephanie McMahon, since she's pretty important. She's been in the business for a while, and her husband recently got inducted. So
Yeah,
why not
yeah.
induct her as well?
Yeah, the whole crowd of Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, Bruce Pritchard,
Yeah.
and Triple H, they all decided how much she deserves it.
Uh,
You know, deciding how much Michelle McCool deserves it, being in the Hall of
right.
Fame, and also deciding that Michelle McCool needs to be the new co-host of Undertaker's podcast. But you know,
Yeah,
like they've been getting a lot
I
of
heard a
shit
bit
for
of.
that too.
I've been hearing about that too. Like how
People are sick
how
of Michelle McCool.
I heard how his podcast was pretty good. So, was it called 6 Feet Under? I heard it was a really good podcast
Mark
until
Calloway.
it slowly changed. After McCool came in, it became more like a drama kind of thing.
Dude, the last co-host Matt was on Maven's channel, and he explained that the Undertaker basically sold it from under his feet. They created the podcast together, and then one day after a bunch of filming, he just said, "It's like, hey, so I've sold the podcast to WWE." It's like, oh, and so I'm guessing this is the end of my run. He's like, yeah, unfortunately. What an asshole! What a
That's
fucking
crazy.
asshole, dude.
Yeah. Wow. I
Oh,
didn't know that.
yeah,
That's
dude.
insane.
Everybody's calling him Mark McCool now, and it fits.
Yeah.
It's the Mr. and Mrs. McCool show. I'll be honest with you. I am way more interested in hearing a conversation between Santi Zab and CVV more than Undertaker, Michelle McCool, and Randy Orton under the umbrella and Big Brother's watchful eye of WWE. When there was the pod titled Mark Calloway, they had Maven on there, and they talked about stuff that WWE probably wouldn't talk about, and I doubt they would have Maven come on there. It was a conversation between friends, you know. It's less like,
Yeah,
you know, something
that's
like
right.
this. I don't talk to you like I talk to my girlfriend, and you know, like as it should be. It goes to show that how greedy the Undertaker was, but you know,
Yeah.
with this new age of WWE, the fact that they're making someone like Vince McMahon seem like he wasn't greedy at all, you got to admit that's actually pretty impressive.
It is. It's pretty shocking too. It's like we're almost asking yourself, how do we get here? How do we get from like WrestleMania 40 to what the product is now? And it's been pretty hot garbage. And I don't even know if this WrestleMania, if no, actually no, it's like almost like a 1% chance that I know it will top WrestleMania 40. Every event that's been in Saudi Arabia, it's been a flop.
But here's the thing: the next WrestleMania is going to be in Las Vegas again, and then Saudi Arabia. And this Royal Rumble coming is going to be in Saudi Arabia. But the big question
Right.
is, are you going to watch?
I'm gonna try it, but I don't think it's gonna be as good. Just because, when it's in Saudi Arabia and it's gonna be harder for WWE to get surprise entrants as well. And that's what the Royal Rumble's mainly my excitement for, is when you're expecting people to come through the ring. But now I don't even know who's gonna come out of those curtains. Whoever
There,
agrees to it.
my bet is that there's probably going to try and get Ric Flair versus Triple H, Undertaker
Oh,
versus Shawn Michaels,
yeah, I've seen
Yokozuna versus
those.
Hulk Hogan,
Yep.
Stone Cold versus Scott Hall, the return
The
of all
return of
three
Eddie
original
Guerrero.
members of the NWO.
Oh man, I don't know what's gonna happen. I've very little expectation going into the Royal Rumble. If I were to watch it, I don't think it's gonna be as good. I'm even giving my opinion. It might be the worst Royal Rumble we've seen in years. But if WWE somehow makes me eat those words, I'll be happy to eat those words. But judging from where the direction is going now, I don't see it happening.
I guess all we can really do is just hope for the best, but I don't know. It just kind of really leaves a bad taste in your mouth. And people of Saudi Arabia aren't the ones that we have a problem with. It's just, you know,
No, yeah, but it's such a political place to have this event. WWE's already pretty restricted on what your free movement you have as a superstar as well, with in terms of the way you talk and wrestle, and then now you're in Saudi Arabia. There's going to be way more limitations, which would make the product less entertaining, and I don't think there's going to be too many surprises going into it, which is unfortunate.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see Bill Burr and Dave Chappelle in the crowd
Oh,
in
that's
Saudi.
even worse. It's like, don't get me wrong. Like, I don't mind the surprise entertainment that they bring in wrestling because, again, it's entertainment. But when you take away the wrestling and when you're adding too much of it, that's where it becomes a problem too. Sometimes it's like not necessary, some of the stuff that they had in the past, and then you're bringing comedians there too. I don't know how that's gonna work. I feel like in wrestling set like in wrestling shows, There should only be like 1 or 2 segments of those at most. Don't fill up the freaking card around with comedy stuff. It doesn't work. And I never seen it work when I watch wrestling. I could just handle a moment and then I just want to get back to the wrestling. Like, let's get back to the storyline. Let's get back to like all the wrestling that we're hoping to see that's good. Let's not try to get comedians and train them for 6 weeks and then put them out there for the event. Like, it's just doesn't work.
Yeah, celebrities have always been a part of WrestleMania. So, a good segment that can work for a show like WrestleMania would be like Piper's Pit and WrestleMania 21. The whole thing of showing them in the crowd, like that works too. But when you get little Yachty cutting a promo saying that he just loves Rhea
It's
Ripley,
like
and then
that, yeah.
for some reason he's best friends with Xavier from Woods' family, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And just
No.
having his sister expose the business right there.
Yeah, no. It's just bad.
Yeah, man. On top of everything that TKO has been doing, the one thing that has been complained about, rightfully so, the most has been the ticket increase prices. Endeavor has really been known for making UFC completely unavailable for anybody to really go to unless you're like super rich. And now they're doing that shit with WWE and making Vince seem like a babyface.
Yeah, that's right. I remember when USC first came here and the card was shit. And
It
then
was
the
garbage.
prices, it was hot garbage. I think the main event was like the women's fighting. I don't have anything wrong with the women's fighting, but I don't think it's main event pay-per-view here, like how the WWE built their women's division where they could have, let's say, Rhea or Io main event, and it will be a good main event. But yeah, anyways, the prices were way off the charts. The lowest price was like $300 a ticket. I'm like, what the hell is this? No one's gonna go to that. The card is shit, prices is shit. Then you compare it to WWE when they had house shows here and there, they were affordable. They were like what, $70, $80. That's how much I would be paying for a house show
Yeah,
at
yeah,
most.
that's something that you can take your family to, and that's what Vince
Yeah.
actually thought about.
Now I'm seeing how the prices are like what, $1,000, like $10,000. I was like, what am I watching right now?
The tickets for WrestleMania put at 45 grand.
What the
A
hell?
ticket
These guys got to think we're like hardcore, like jerking off to wrestling to like even buy that price. That's great.
or a couple of creepy ass comedians and insulted wrestling one day, and then for some reason you put them in a backstage segment with the War Raiders and have him, one of the creepiest motherfuckers on this earth, choke slam somebody like Austin Theory, which no doubt he probably pulled a muscle doing that shit. What does having guys like that, like Brett something and Tom Segura, what does having them do for the product? Tom Segura fans, I know they've always been very celebrity circle jerk friendly, but man, I just don't understand. Celebrities have always been a part of it, and
Yeah.
a lot of them have always sucked at it. We've been a little spoiled lately with having certain celebrities that are actually really good. You got Bad Bunny, and now you got Jelly Roll, and then Logan Paul. They took it seriously, but then you got guys like Travis Scott.
Yep. Fully abandoned everything. Abandoned ship.
How much Triple H kissed his ass on the Unreal?
Frick. And it was one of like the crucial roles too, and he decided to just drop it. And then that was that. What could have been the most craziest feud that would happen and could have topped WrestleMania 40 just went down the drain.
I'm so glad that Wotc did this, made it all about himself, and dipped.
Yeah. Oh
I
man.
smashing machine because of that. I, I'll maybe watch it on stream one day. Maybe. No.
I get it's for the money and everything, but man, at least have some respect for the fans.
Rock's not an idiot. He knows how professional wrestling is. He knows how
Yes.
passionate fans are. He knows how much they pay attention to these little details.
They all sold out. They all sold out for the money.
I mean,
Going forward with all the ticket sales and how they're handling that, I don't even know if I want to watch WWE at a pay-per-view level anymore because when we paid for Survivor Series, that's already quite a bit of money. I just don't know if I can go anymore, even though I'm stoked that they'll come to Vancouver. But now we have to look at the prices and everything. And if the prices
really
are going to
worth
be
it.
like, yeah, exactly. Will it be worth it? Should I watch Survivor Series today or this year, or should I just buy a car that will last longer?
If you got a serious pay-per-view coming to Vancouver again, check out the store and everything like that. Maybe buy a meet and greet with Io or somebody, and then
Yeah,
just
that's a
watch it
good
at home.
idea. Take that home. Yeah, I'd rather take that home as well.
Don't get me wrong, watching SmackDown and ringside was fun, but the rules are pretty strict with what I was given. And again, if they're increasing, then it's not worth it.
Yeah, exactly. You're paying for a product that's kind of on the decline from the viewership, from our viewership as well.
Yeah. I mean, like, if you don't respect your audience, then they will leave.
But
And
yeah, like I don't feel respected right now either
Triple
with
H
that.
seems like he's scared of the public. He doesn't want to look a fan in the eye because he knows damn well what's going on. He's
Yeah,
a fan. Look, he's a fan like us. He was, but he's the boss, or he's at least the face of WWE, or at the very least, a puppet. Probably both.
it's probably both, which is unfortunate. Because it's like you want to blame the guy, but sometimes you don't know if it's totally his fault or if it's
Yeah,
TKO.
but then he gets a job with Trump.
Yeah. So that's what I mean. You don't know. It's like,
God.
okay, now you really see me like a suck up. And now
Now,
it
like,
really,
whenever he says, "Are you ready?" I just cringe.
the way I see it too, like with the rise in ticket prices, I guess it's good for you to kind of check out the indie scenes as well, because the prices are way cheaper and way affordable, and then they probably care way more about the product than WWE is, with milking us to like
Oh.
till we have nothing left.
Apparently, TKO is $3 billion in debt, and that's the reason why they've been raising the prices so high. But when apparently they said so, that they'll lower it down as soon as we pay it off. I swear. You know, kind of like what they said after COVID.
It's not our fault, man. They blame it on us. It's not our fault. It's the way TKO planned it,
It
planned
wasn't
whatever
my
events they
fault.
have to lose that money, and then now they're just putting it into WWE's responsibility to regain all that revenue back, which is insane to me.
Well, if they're in debt and Saudi Arabia is buying everything they can, I feel like this is seriously leading down the road of Cody being the Saudi nightmare.
Yep, the Saudi nightmare, and WWE will be owned by Saudi Arabia, or TKO, as actually TKO itself would be.
Yep, yeah, and Dana White will have the Muhammad Ali Act reversed so he can have more money.
And then the next show we'll be into is AEW now.
Well, I don't know, man. It's just all those damn belts are such a turnoff for me.
Oh, yeah, me too. I can't stand it either. It's also the part where they're not giving any life to these belts. Any of these title runs, it's so dry.
They let people burn their belts from the indies. And that completely devalues the belts that they have on because I don't know what belt theirs is. I
Yeah,
had to look it up on Wikipedia what belts are actually with AEW because, you know, with Tony owning ROH, he always has them crossbreeding.
crossing,
And
yeah.
with obviously you have Mercedes Monet carrying around
Head
those
belt
stupid
Monet.
things that don't mean a damn thing.
Yep.
And so it feels like a lot of times people are just like, hey, she and he has his belts from the Indies. I want to have mine.
But it's not really a flex because the 10 belts that Monet have, like, which ones are actually credible, you know? Like, what if these belts, she could have just got them from a really, really, like, indied out show where it's, like, in the gymnasium with
Yeah, apparently
the
some of
main
them are.
event of, the main event of someone that you have no clue who they are and all that. And
Yeah,
then now
apparently
she's just
some of them are, yes.
yeah, and now she's just holding the belts, just having it to show it off. But now what those companies have? I don't think they can schedule Monet back and forth to have her back from here and there to lose it. And she's just having it as a placeholder, she's like a walking advertisement, basically, that no one really asked for.
Nope. Nope.
Yeah.
Uh,
The 10 belt thing is pretty ridiculous, and I think she's doing it just to pop Ultimo Dragons kind of belts.
I guess it makes sense. I feel like we kind of get off a little easy given the fact that we're in Canada. Our friends in the States, like, man, they're getting charged for everything. They got to have Peacock for Saturday night's main event. They got to have
Yeah, it's gross
two
too.
different cable channels for NXT and SmackDown. And they got to have Netflix for Raw. And now they got to have ESPN for PLEs. But hey, it's okay. Triple H's wife is telling people to get a VPN, so good for her for
Yeah.
helping them out.
That's right. But I have a feeling like we only have this for a little while, and SmackDown will suddenly not be on Netflix, and maybe it's on like I don't know. I'm just throwing streaming services out there like Crave or something. Now we have to have a Crave membership. It's nice having Netflix have every show that WWE is pulling out right now, but I have a feeling it's gonna not be the same soon, especially when Netflix and WWE negotiates the deals. Right now, we get it all just to give us a taste and just be like, yeah, come everybody, come, we have everything. And once everything's settled, they're gonna slowly move on to different places. Pretty sure SmackDown will be bundled with NXT to another show, and then Raw is big. It's already big on its own, so Raw's just gonna be on its own with Netflix, probably. Especially
Yeah.
with Netflix maybe looking at the viewership as well, they're probably just gonna keep one of the shows if everything's too expensive. Especially if TKO is charging like an arm and a leg
Oh
to
God,
Netflix
man.
as well.
It makes sense if TKO executives are talking about maximizing the profit as much as they can. One of them even said, "We know we have a lot of room there because Vince McMahon was primarily pricing his tickets for families and wasn't totally focusing on maximizing the opportunity there." So
He didn't need to.
not only do they not charge enough right now, they're going to charge more. And what a way to get Vince over
Yeah.
for crowds again, right? Vince sold to TKO. This is all because of Vince. Like when people say they miss Vince, it's kind of selective memory now because they miss the old Vince, like the younger Vince, the Vince we had before. He was fucking the product up completely, and this was all because of him. It's just kind of weird thinking back at how it used to be and versus how it is now. There are definitely great moments we have now, mostly the lead up to WrestleMania 40, but even certain matches, none of these characters really do it for me. And the most outlandish ones we got are the Wyatt Six, and even then, it doesn't feel like they're having their full potential.
Kind of sad.
Looking back at how Vince handled business, what would you say are some of the biggest differences between how Vince runs the show versus TKO and Hunter?
This is hard because if we were talking about like prime Vince, probably attitude era, ruthless aggression era Vince, I'm just gonna go probably the latest time was my favorite.
Vince McMahon versus God.
Yeah, basically that. The attitude and ruthless aggression era was perfect. Everybody got screen time. When I say everyone, I mean like literally everyone. You got Sunday Night Heat. Back then as a kid, when I watched Sunday Night Heat, I actually liked it.
I did
I
too.
actually look, yeah, like I look forward to these guys that I don't see on Monday Night Raw or SmackDown. And
Even
then,
Velocity, I thought was pretty good.
yeah, even Velocity, I thought was cool. The stage was cool and everything. That's what dragged me in there too. Everybody pulled out good matches, and it didn't build them to make you go like, "Oh, they should be main eventers." They built them as a solid mid carder or a low card, so that you're entertained. Nowadays, where everyone's kind of like, "Oh, this guy didn't show up for that." Let's say, "Oh, this didn't show up. He only came out maybe one time for a match." It's probably going to be a squash match. How long has it been since you've seen Otis fight? Basically, they're kind of like background people
Mania.
now,
Triple Mania.
comedic background entertainment. Like you don't even see them wrestle anymore, which is so stupid. You think when they built, what's the one like the main event? Not, I'm not talking about the big main event, like the main event that they have every Saturday and stuff. Sure, they
Saturday
have
Night's
the
main event.
matches there and all that, but it's not as engaging. I don't know why it's not as engaging as Sunday Night Heat or like Velocity and all that. I used to look for those shows. Like, oh shoot, where's
Oh, main
Velocity
event.
showing now?
Main event. Yeah.
Yeah, main event, not Saturday's main event.
They kind of have those as the beginning dark matches for SmackDown. When I was in Montreal, I saw Axiom versus Carmelo Hayes. It was nothing special about the match.
I like Sunday Night Heat because it's all the mid carders or whatever, lower card fight, and then they actually put up good matches. Sometimes it leads up to like, the pay per views and whatnot, or maybe to the main shows. They had substance, they had life. When I watch main event, there's no life to it. There's no build up. It's just a match. Main event to me, it's just dark matches. It doesn't build the story. It doesn't build the character. It doesn't build anything. We have a show here. We gotta throw in superstars in there to make it look like a show.
They're just glorified dark matches. Eventually, Vince did drop Sunday Night Heat and Velocity.
Yeah,
But he also had a lot of flops like 205 Live because Vince saw it as a joke. I
yeah.
thought it definitely had a lot of
It was
potential,
stupid because
but it was a
it
it was
was
a joke.
actually good.
It
It
was
was good.
Enzo was brought there as a punishment. He was given the championship as a punishment.
It was not even a punishment. It was a place where you could see what cruiserweights can do. Because cruiserweights can barely do what they can do in the main show because of how much time they have before they move on to the next match. But with 205 Live, at least everybody could show their flippity dippities and whatever they can do, like their lucha libre or whatever it is that's high flying. Like it was good.
First, it was okay. The Cruiserweight Classic was really cool.
Yeah, that was amazing because they started inviting like superstars from other places.
But bro, Vince will be Vince, and he saw them as tiny men. Ha ha ha! Let's laugh at that.
Yeah, yeah, that's
You
where it
can
went kind of.
absolutely see how Vince sees the
Yeah,
product. It's Christian.
Vince had the ideas and were actually good, but what happens after? He thinks it's a bad idea, but it's actually
Yeah.
really good. I guess it's
Well,
because I don't think he really looks at, like how Triple H does, like how he looks through social media and everything to see the reviews. That's a big advantage for him to entertain the fans the way the fans want to be entertained. Vince could do it without even going into social media and seeing what fans like. He just pulls something out of his ass and then it actually becomes entertaining until it gets to the point where it's not entertaining. But
or
the
he
initial
just loses interest. Yeah.
interest or the initial idea was good. So if I were to prefer who would be better at it, I think it's hard to say. I think Vince McMahon would be better if he was not at the attitude era and ruthless aggression mindset for creating ideas. He could beat Triple H right now, but when Triple H had his own ideas, he had the free reigns. He had NXT Black and White, or when Vince left, Triple H took over without the reigns of TKO. That was really good already too.
I feel like a lot of us really forget of a lot of the flops and the horrible ideas that Vince did have, because thinking back to it, a lot of the stuff then he kind of drove into the ground. It goes, and we all have selective hearing, because I can definitely call a lot of things that Vince did good. He definitely had a lot more creative ideas. He gave a lot more things a chance. And if the wrestler has this trust, then he would at least sometimes give them a shot. However, he hated tag team wrestling. He didn't take women seriously. WWE have been on this whole thing of their high
Yeah,
horse about how it's like, we liberated women's wrestling. We are so good and so progressive. Meanwhile, it's like, well, what about the Knockouts division? They've been throwing out bangers. How about you congratulate Stephanie McMahon for being such a pioneer in women's wrestling? Thank you, Stephanie. But looking back, especially at the last few years, Vince can barely talk. He couldn't cut a promo. He was not Mr. McMahon anymore. He was just Vince. And, like, come on, remember the big dog?
he couldn't even sell a stunner, so
Oh
that kind
God,
of
yeah,
shows.
dude, that dude used to be the best seller of the stunners ever.
He used to be
He
getting stunned left and right,
yeah,
and it's believable. And
yeah,
then that last stunner that he took, I was like, oh, that's so cringe. Like, oh, how
oh,
can you mess that up? All these
so
years,
bad.
man. And he works out too. Like he works out. So
Yeah, like what Edge said, you're not going to put him in a basketball game, though.
yeah, that's right. That's totally right too.
Yeah,
But
yeah. I'm just really not a big fan of how WWE has really been mixing politics in. We go to these stuff because we want to escape from that shit. I don't want to see fucking Tony Hinchcliffe, with his unfunny
I
commentary.
didn't even know who he was until when they brought him in. I'm like, who the hell is this guy? And then
Yeah.
when he tried to make jokes, I'm like, it's not even funny. Why would you even bring this guy here?
It's such a joke, and not even a good one. Them inviting Donald Trump to John Cena's last match.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Ah, man. I don't know why I had to get so political with WWE. I mean, I get it. They want ties with Trump. It's just, oh man, all this just leaves a bad taste in my mouth. It's like
Oh, but
the product is too, I don't know how to explain. It's way too, it's not fun anymore, you know? It lost the fun factor. There's too much stuff behind the scenes to lock us in to not have fun anymore.
I believe at one point they actually made a statement that they would never bring politics into WWE, and it was all about bringing people together. That's really changed. But are you really surprised? Honestly, Trump's just inserting himself into everything.
Yeah.
Roman Reigns made that comment about how he voted for Trump. That's all I can think about now. He's still a tribal chief and all that shit. But whenever I see the cover of 2K25, that's all I can think about.
I think adding like politicians, it's so unnecessary. It also takes away from the storyline and the characters that the superstars are trying to build themselves as too. That's literally mixing kayfabe, and I don't really like it. It gives you like a weird question mark in your head.
To be fair, I have no doubt that John Cena most likely voted for Trump, but
Yeah,
he's never mentioned that, and I can't prove
yeah,
that, and he knows that. He knows that. It's like people asking him if he's done steroids, and he'll just say no. We can't prove
yeah.
he did. Like, we can say all that, and just clearly, yes, obviously. Did you
Hmm?
watch when Michael Cole made the brief announcement about Triple H at the White House being at the head of like the school for
Yeah,
fitness
I saw a
tests?
bit of that. That was cringe already. It's not. It's so unnecessary to put in the show, man. Like it really kills the characters. I might be one of the only people that are against keeping kayfabe, like reality and wrestling, like in two separate pieces. Like
So,
I get it. Wrestlers have lives and they want to like express themselves, but it's like, come on, like, you're wrestling in a you're wrestling for a company. It makes sense for you to keep in character, like how Dominic does it. He tries to keep in character. Like, is this really Dominic or is he different from his real self? I like when WWE kept everything kayfabe, but now everything's all out in the air and stuff. It's kind of confusing too sometimes, especially if you're the person that follow the lives of WWE people and watch wrestling. It kills the storyline for me, or
well,
for anyone who thinks that too.
I definitely don't mind stuff like WWE Unreal because when I am watching wrestling itself, I'm in a very certain mindset. Like, I am part of the show. I'm there to go along with the ride. But when I'm watching a documentary like Unreal, it's like, okay, I'm not watching wrestling. I'm just watching behind the scenes and how it is. I understand it's fake. What I do have a problem is with that is when they show me previews of stuff like Unreal on the show. I am doing my best for you, for your product, and you are putting this in front of my face.
Yeah,
That bothers the hell out of me. I
yep,
don't mind them having this stuff out. Me and Jacqueline have talked about this a lot in the past, how kayfabe is absolutely alive and well in other ways. We all know it's fake. We all know it's not real. But the reason why we go along with the ride, the reason why we were so passionate about
it's not
Cody
shoved in our
finishing his
faces.
story at WrestleMania 40 is because we believe in these characters because these characters are real.
That's right.
Closing thoughts. Would you consider taking a break from WWE altogether for other promotions or just maybe
You
even
know,
taking wrestling a break?
it's funny you mentioned that because I have that idea in mind too. Like maybe I should just take a full on break. It's hard to completely cold turkey something that's been in your childhood since childhood basically. And I've honestly been cutting it quite a bit already because I literally only keep up with wrestling with Reddit, and then I also just watch the PLEs whenever, let's say, Jacqueline invites me, or if it's actually a pay per view with a match card that I really like, then I'll tune in. But in terms of break, the way that WWE is going right now, it feels like I am the guy that's trying to stay with WWE, but they're the guys that are pushing me out because now I am not the crowd they're kind of looking for, which is the ones that will throw your money out and throw your money to them basically. And oh, if we're gonna have a show in Saudi, you're gonna like it basically. And there's other places that deserve to have WrestleMania, like Perth or lads, like the UK in general. And to give it to Saudi is such a slap in the face to all the fans out there too. Like
And
even
again, it just feels like Triple H can't even look us in the eye. He can't even look at any fan because he knows what he's doing. He knows what's going on.
they're basically kind of just driving the audience that are not suited for the current product to move on to the other ones like indie shows, TNA, AEW, any of those. And it's giving me the idea too to like, oh, maybe I should tune into TNA and see what's up. Like, oh, look, the Dudleys and Hardys had their finale match. I'd be down to watch that. It's that stuff that kind of drives you away from the WWE product, which is crazy to me.
Man,
Like it's something that you don't want to do, but WWE is just like, we'll do it for you if you can't do it.
exactly. It's not for us anymore. It's all for Triple H. It's all for
Yeah,
Triple H and his ugly
it's
ass
nuts.
belt.
I don't want to see. I wouldn't want to see WWE run to the ground because that's how I feel the product is right now. They're just trying to take up all the cash until WWE cannot take anymore until they're really rock bottom, and then that's it. And then maybe they'll be sold to another place or not. Then devalue the company.
For me personally, I'm probably going to be skipping through a lot of filler. I don't
Yeah.
really see myself watching live anymore. For a while there, I was watching every Raw live, because they do that stupid thing where you can only see certain parts, like the commercial breaks, while it's live. If you have to work, or if you're just not able to watch it, then you can get fucked. Well,
Yeah.
now I'm not even doing that. Like, mostly just skipping through a lot of it.
Yeah. Because what disappoints me as well, because I wanted to get my girlfriend into wrestling. Shout out Miss Sky High. I want to get her into wrestling, but it's so hard nowadays. Like, I want it to be entertaining so I can be like, hey, watch this with me.
Yeah,
So we can find a starting point, and then I can tell you this is
but then
happening with this person. But it's so dry that you're like,
it starts off with a
I,
Jey Uso
yeah,
intro, and
yeah, with
by
the
then
yeet
the
and
whole thing's
stuff.
just done.
It's done. Yeah. I want to show you this feud. There's a lot of women's feuds going on, but where it's going with the feud, it's not connecting or it's not finishing properly. Again, I think it's a Triple H thing where he just kind of drags it. And I could feel the dragging. I was like, oh man, this is not good. I don't want to show this to her. It's
Oh,
insane.
God.
Even till this day, like ever since I dated my girlfriend, it's like, where do I even start to like show her?
Like, I'll definitely still be watching wrestling. I don't think I'm gonna be in too much of a hurry to be watching everything new now. Do you have any last thoughts on TKO or how anything has been going?
The way that the product is going right now, it's not good. I really hope one of the creatives see it, like mainly Triple H, and be like, hey, like we're actually losing people. It's kind of hard, especially with the corporate mindset. I feel like you got to see the numbers dwindle. I'm not really supporting the show or WWE too much right now. I'm kind of supporting it on a outside perspective, just watching here and there the streams, but mostly keeping up with Reddit and everything, so they don't get any money off that. But I really hope they have AEW moments where they only can fill up half the arena. With that, I'm pretty sure they would actually change like the ways they're doing. But hopefully
Yeah,
they
it's
go back to the WrestleMania 40 kind of era, because that's where I feel like everything was done right. So instead of like making it WrestleMania be the finale for all wrestling fans and just have that as a new beginning as well. And maybe this is just a little setback with their planning and everything. I get it with the new Netflix deal, with TKO slamming in your throats and everything.
and stop
But
saying
overall,
it's the blank era. Like, they
yeah,
never said it's the
it
Attitude
is.
Era during the Attitude Era.
Yeah.
I am
This
so fucking tired of, like, oh, this is the Netflix era. This is the ESPN era. This is the Triple H era. Shut the fuck up. It's the era. It's the never shut up era. Oh, God.
unfortunately.
Yeah, but anyways, thank you, everybody, for watching this episode of Written on the Canvas, and we will see you on the next one. Take it easy.
Said I got problems just as often as this world been turning. And still a standing eye just watching as this world been burning. Whoever's God when I need him. Should we start the sermon? The people lost and just